Let's get it started, puppy.
We have a great little show today, Taebyn. Shall we get started? You know what? I want to tell you a story, though. I was driving down the street just the other day.
Okay.
I was on my motorcycle, and I was doing about 70 miles an hour, and running next to me was a chicken.
Oh,
and I looked over at it. This chicken was going as fast as my motorcycle.
That's a fast chicken.
It was amazing because I looked at it. It had 3 legs. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then it sped up and it dashed in front of me and it went down this driveway. I said, well, I got to go find about this chicken. So I turned down that thing. I went to a farm. I was out in the country and there was this farmer and he's standing there. And I said, hey, I pulled up. I said, hey, have you seen that 3-legged chicken? He says, oh, yeah, I raised them. I was like, oh, why do you raise 3-legged chickens? He says, well, you know, my family and I love chickens. My wife loves the drumsticks. I love the drumsticks. And then we had a son, and he loves the drumsticks. So I started growing 3-legged chickens.
Oh, okay.
So that we can all have a drumstick. And I says, well, how's that working out for you? He says, I don't know. I can't catch them.
It's really, really true. It's really true. And you know, that actually reminds me. That reminds me of something that happened the other day. So I was going through the phone book because I needed a florist. So I called the first 5 florists in the phone book, and all 5 of them knew nothing about carpet or tile. And then I realized, wait, no, I'm the stupid one.
Oh, yes. No,
so it's all about the chicken and the florist.
And the floors. That's right. Put your chicken on the floor. Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Before we've already been derailed, so let's see if we get the train back on the tracks.
And then it can go off, then go back on, and yeah, it'll be great. It'll be
fun. It'll be fun
for the train.
This is Bearly Furcasting, featuring Taebyn, an Injured Nerves audio production. Well, hello, and Moobarkfluff to all our listeners in the Podiverse. I am your host. You're one of your co-hosts, Bearly Normal, who's not dressed formal.
You're not.
And with me today, again, is that pup of positivity. You're a puff of positivity, that canine of comedy, that jester of jokes, Taebyn.
Ooh.
How the fluff are you, Taebyn? Did you have a good week?
Well, hey there, Bearly. Yes, I had a good week. It's been a good day. I wag. And yes, welcome all you Moobarkfluff, and welcome all you fluffs out there in the Podiverse. We're glad to bark at you again. And whatever bears do growl and bark at you again this week. And I noticed, so did you run out of rhymes with bear because you changed it to Bearly Normal so that you could rhyme with normal? Or were you just mixing it up?
I'm just mixing it up. I mean,
crazy times. We're doing a party, mixing it up.
We've got 32 more episodes to do this year. I have to come up with 32 more rhymes somehow.
You better mix it. Yeah, you got to mix it up. No. It's true. You're thinking ahead. Very, very good.
Yeah,
and how's your week been?
Actually, my week's been pretty good, but I want to correct some of our folks in the Telegram chat.
Correct.
Moobarkfluff is one word.
Have they been doing more than one word? That is asinine.
They've been like a donkey. They've been separating the words moo, bark, fluff, and it's actually one word.
It's one word. Why are they doing that?
I don't know, but I got a notice from the Ministry of Lexicology, and they said to please correct the usage.
Because this is that's true.
They don't want to revamp. They don't want to pull our license to use that word. So it's important. It's one word.
Well, I'm glad it comes down from the high powers to correct that. Thank you so much. The Greeters International, powers that be. And I might have to go into the chat and bark at some furs to say, you know what's going on here. Let me tell you. No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, Taebyn, autumn is fast approaching.
She did run in a marathon, so she is pretty.
Is she a 3-legged chicken?
Yeah, she's like a 3-legged chicken.
Three-legged
She's
chicken
very
named
fast
Autumn.
approaching.
Yes. I've noticed the days are getting shorter. Actually, there's still 24 hours, but the daylight has been getting shorter every day, just by a few minutes. I mean, I know I get up it's dark, and then usually like now when we're done recording our podcast, it's still light out. But lately, it's been getting a little more dark as we conclude our podcast recordings.
Well,
I know a lot.
You know what I think about that?
What?
For whatever
do you
reason.
think about that?
Bearly just stuck his tongue out at me, all you furs that are listening. But that's not what I think about that. That's what you think about that. Oh, you were okay.
I was licking my chops. We are so far off the rails.
I don't even know what to say. I know what to say to that. The thing that was reminding me of is that it reminded me of glass coffins, and whether or not they will ever be popular, well, remains to be seen. It reminded me of that for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, our weekly challenge this week is to make toast.
Just make toast.
Make
and
toast.
For any further that needs help in this, I have a video on making toast. So just search for Cooking with Taebyn number 10. I remember it's number 10 for whatever
number
reason.
10. So, and it's funny because I think I'm kind of getting into a breakfast theme with these challenges, because last week it was fry an egg, and today
that's right.
toast.
Okay.
So
got the toast, got the eggs.
We did, 2 weeks ago it was fried eggs. So, and TikTok, Theo, Beagle, and Ziggy all sent pictures of fried eggs. So
they did. Thank you so much, you furs out there. For any of you furs that are listening, come join the chat and participate in this fun we're having and posting pictures of eggs and waddlemobiles.
Waddlemobiles.
Apparently, they are posting pictures of waddlemobiles.
Is that what the Flintstones ride in? Is a waddlemobile? Because they have to use their feet.
They have to use their feet. Well, it's a combination between what the Flintstones use and a duck. So
put a duck in.
And then it's
14 duck power.
Yeah.
A waddlemobile. 14 duck power. I don't know.
Oh,
bark.
Indeed. So what is this week's? Oh, no, you already said.
I did. It's baked toast. Yeah. So,
how quickly forget my little fluffy mind. Speaking of challenges, I have a challenge for you and all you furs out there.
Okay.
And it is another second level pun challenge.
Wow, this is going to be a challenging episode. I can see already.
Yeah, it really is. So really quickly for all you furs, I won't go too much into it because I'll just let all you furs listen to whatever episode I talked about that I came up with the idea of a second level pun. And that is just basically, so the short and skinny, you have the beginning of a pun, and then you have the end of a different pun. And in the middle between those is a connecting pun. And if you go back to previous episodes, I've had examples of that. And so I have here's another example, but here's a second level pun challenge. And we'll see if Bearly can get it. Are you ready?
Right.
You might get this one. You might get this one.
I don't. It's my track record of getting challenges lately has been pretty slim. But go ahead.
We'll go ahead. We'll try. The second level pun goes, and I can explain it later if we need to. But the second level pun goes: can February march? The answer is pilgrims.
Okay.
So
February
question:
March.
Can February march? Answer: pilgrims. Give Bearly, and all you furs can think about it for a minute, and then I'm going to tell the answer in a few minutes. And so go ahead and pause the recording so that you can think about it, and then when you think you're ready, unpause, and I'll tell the answer.
Okay, so I've cogitated it, and I think. Can February March? No, but April May.
Yes.
What flowers? Who brought the flowers of May? The pilgrims. That doesn't make sense for a pun, but that's pretty close.
That is actually it. So officially it goes. Wow. Can February March? No, but April May. But if April brings May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
Pilgrims. I was so close.
You were. Now I'll give it to you.
Wow.
You made the connection, just not
ding,
the
ding,
exact
ding. I made the connections.
Yay!
Hey.
See, you're smart.
Right.
You're smart.
Well, I am getting old.
Well.
Those are 3 holes in the ground from which we draw water. But I'm getting old,
You did it! I was trying to trigger you again, and it worked. It
worked. It triggers. I'm an easily triggered.
Because
like a hare. Like a rabbit. I'm a hair trigger.
And a turtle with cocodine spots.
You know what you call 100 rabbits that take one step back? That's a receding hairline.
All you first write in what you think about that. Let us know, please.
Mm-hmm.
But no. So of course we spend so much time together. I've been noticing things about you, and you've got some trigger words, like we talked about before. And so this one was I had been noticing, in the past 5 episodes, every time I said, well, you would say something about a hole in the ground. One episode, there was actually, I forget totally where it came from, but we were talking about China, and I said, well, and then you said something about a Chinese hole in the ground or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I had to do that. I couldn't resist.
Well, that's, urns. Chinese urns.
They earn money when they go to work. But
that's true.
What?
Yeah, that's
Chinese urns.
What's a Chinese urn? Minimum wage.
Oh, I got it right.
Yeah, you did.
I did get it.
Did.
I didn't even think I got it.
You didn't even think about it. Well, that's what happens when you get old.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of old, I have a few notes about elderly people.
Okay. Aw, poor elderly people.
I know, but
they just want you to say hello.
Hello in there. Hello.
They just say hi. I think you had like a weekly challenge for furs about that at one point.
Yes.
Just say hi to
Last week, go say hi to in your fursuit. Yes.
So, sometimes as you get older, your hearing isn't as good as it used to be and everything.
Say what? What?
Yeah, so I said.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So, but there's this test you can do that I read about this old couple that did this hearing test that you can do. Mm-hmm. And here's what they did. So, of course, the old man, the older gentleman, he was sick that he was sick, or he wasn't sick, but he was fed up, we'll say, that his wife kept not hearing what he was saying. So they came up with this test. So all you furs out there can do this to see if you're having trouble with your hearing. They went out and they stood back to back. And then the old man, or one of you two furs, whatever, doesn't have to be the old man, but he went out 10 yards, about 30 feet, whatever, 10 yards out and yelled, "Can you hear me?" To see if that was an okay distance. There was no response. So then he walked up. So what you do is you walk up another yard. So you just keep going along a yard. And the next yard, you do the same thing. You shout, "Can you hear me?" And in this particular case, the wife said nothing. I mean, there was no response. So he went up another yard and yelled. And so this happened until he got 1 yard away from her. Mm-hmm. And yelled, "Can you hear me?" And she turns to him and says, for the 10th time, "Yes." And that's a good test for your hearing.
Yes, it is. I would totally say that. Yeah.
And there's another thing about elderly people. Sometimes they have hard time remembering things. And so here's this particular older couple went to a doctor. And so this is something we can all try to figure to help us remember things. So they went to a doctor and said, well, what can we do about this? Is there anything we can do? The doctor recommended, well, he did all these tests and he couldn't figure it out. But he said, well, one thing you can do is just write things down and that'll help you remember, if nothing else. So okay, well, that makes sense. So they went home and do that. And so we all first can do that. If you have trouble remembering things, just write things down. I do that.
Absolutely. Yes.
With my pussies. So they did that. They went home and the old guy sat down in his chair and said, I'd like a bowl of ice cream. And the wife said, because apparently these two can actually hear, she heard him and said, well, I can do that for you. So she said, I'll go get you a bowl of ice cream. And the old man said, well, shouldn't you write that down? And she said, well, no, I got it. You want a bowl of ice cream? And he said, well, yes, but I also like some chocolate syrup on top. And she said, okay, no problem. Ice cream with chocolate syrup on top. And he said, should you write that down? Like the doctor said, it's like, no, I got it. Ice cream with a chocolate syrup on top. No problem. And so then the old man says, okay, one more thing. I really like a cherry on top. So wife says, okay, no problem. I can do that. The guy says, of course, I mean, that's a lot of things. Shouldn't you write that down? The kitchen is all the way over there. And I don't know if I trust you to remember that. And she's like, no, I got it. Come on. It's ice cream with chocolate syrup on top. And the ice cream and a cherry on top of all that. And okay, fine. So she goes away. And then 15 minutes later, she comes back and hands the guy some sausage and eggs. And the old guy is so unhappy about this. He's like, where is my toast? And that's some notes about elderly people. And so speaking of jokes, I happen to know, I figured out, Bearly, what your favorite joke is.
What's my favorite joke?
And we actually talked about this before. Last time we had Renegade Rue on the show. I asked him, and then I asked you, what's your favorite joke and everything. And you weren't sure, which makes, because there's a lot of them out there.
There's so many jokes,
But I actually figured out what it is. And I'm going to set it up, and then you're going to knock it down because it's your favorite joke. So you will know.
Okay. All right.
You got the second level punch challenge. Okay, so you can do this. Your favorite joke goes, who is the roundest knight at King Arthur's round table?
Well, that is circumference.
See, I knew you knew this because it's your favorite joke.
Yeah.
And do you know how I know this is your favorite joke?
How do you know that's my favorite joke?
So, back in season 1, I forget which episode, but one episode, I actually told this joke.
Oh,
and you liked it. You liked it then. Okay,
clearly,
great.
Yes.
Now, recently, I've been listening to some recent episodes. So this is just even a few episodes ago. 2 episodes in a row, you told that joke. And you liked it both times. So this is how I knew
yes,
you like
that's
this.
My favorite joke has to be my favorite joke. Ask me in a year if it's my favorite joke, and I'll say, what? Why would you talk about?
Why would you even say? So all you furs out there now, write us in. Let us know what you think about Bearly's favorite joke.
Or tell us your favorite joke.
Or tell us your favorite joke even.
Yeah, there you go.
Do something.
So, well, now that we're onto that brings us right into the past. So,
it does.
And so I want to start with the fact that you said last week that you watched a film called War with Grandpa, and you said it was made in 2022. So are you a time traveler?
22? Did I say?
You did.
I did. I meant 2020. What was I even thinking? What happens in 2022? We don't even know.
We don't know, but you watched a movie that was made then somehow.
Wow, somehow. Time traveling pup. Wow, that's amazing. I don't know. I don't know.
And you got it on Netflix the old-fashioned way, which is they sent you a disc in the mail, right?
They did.
Yeah. So oddly enough, you know that the Netflix movies that they send you on the disc are not on their streaming service?
Oh, they're like disjoint things?
Yeah, they're two different. You can't watch the movies that you get on disc on their streaming service.
And vice versa, you can't watch their streaming on disc. I mean, why would you want to, but you can't do it. Okay. Good to know. I did not know that.
I learned that because I was looking for it and I thought, well, maybe it's not there yet because it came from the future and only you had seen it.
That's exactly what I mean. Let me go back and say, since I'm from the future, that's what I meant. I'm from the future, so you can't even see it yet.
It is available on Amazon Prime, though. If you want to watch it, if you have that channel, it is available on Amazon Prime.
Okay,
and
cool.
The running total between San Jose and Columbus, Ohio. Are you ready? Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
San Jose is up by 17 listens.
17, San Jose. Wow.
17, San Jose. You're up by 17 listens over Columbus.
You're falling behind. You got to catch up. I relish the thought if you would to catch up.
Mayonnaise. I don't know. So last week we talked about, we said something about getting sand in your fur because we were talking about the furry beach gathering in Washington last weekend.
For Fauna, which is going on this weekend. When this episode released, it happened last weekend.
This weekend, yes.
Again, we're in the future again.
And I said that sounded like a really good book. And then we said, well, maybe you should start it as a poem. And you'll notice that I said the word poem, not poem.
Do people say poem?
Yes, they do say poem.
Really?
But
so is it like this creek thing? I always say poem.
It's poem. Yeah, I always say poem also, but a lot of people just say poem. To me, a poem is what the cheerleaders use. Oh, no, those are pom-poms. Sorry, not a pom-poms. They're not pom-poms.
They're not pom-poms. Oh, I love that. I actually love that a lot. They're pom-poms.
Okay, so I belted out. I wrote a poem for this.
Belted.
Are you ready?
So
now, I know that you have not. I know that you haven't heard this, nor have you seen it, because I did not put it in the show notes. I will put it in the. So you're ready for my poem?
I'm ready for your pom-pom.
Cue the poetry music. One sunny day the mood did strike for this old bear to go on a hike. I wandered far into the reach and found myself upon a beach. The sun was warm, the air was breezy. I thought to myself, well, that was easy. I sat to ponder, but it was all a blur, and that's when I noticed there was sand in my fur. Now, sand is tiny, such minuscule stones, but I started to itch clear down to my bones. I never thought something like this would occur. Great dog almighty, there's sand in my fur. I jumped into the ocean, to see if I could rinse off all the sand and make things all good. The water was cooling, but I could infer it was not getting out all the sand in my fur. In fact, with each wave the ocean did leave more sand in my fur I couldn't believe. I lumbered out of the surf like an old broken cur, trying to get some relief from this sand in my fur. With a great howl and a shake, I made a fine mist, splashing water around as I held up a fist. How could this happen? This just isn't fair, to get sand in the fur which covers this bear. I plopped down on a dune, which just made matters worse. I resigned to the fact I would live with this curse. And that's when I saw a wise entrepreneur holding a sign which read simply, "Got sand in your fur?" Just follow the signs, he says. You have the power to a little old shack with a fresh water shower. Of course, I thought. I'm such a dope. You can't remove sand without any soap. With a spring in my step, I followed the signs, which led to a place which seemed quite divine. I walked right up to the glistening rinse. It was warm and clean, and I felt like a prince. So remember, my friends, when you visit the oceans, the sand gets inside with all of your motions. So heed my warning, as it were. Nobody wants sand in their fur.
Wow. You wrote that? You are so talented. That's amazing. That was actually really, really good. And I bet I can guess the name of the poem.
What would the name be?
Vladimir Shakes My Paw. No, Sand in My Fur.
Sand in my fur. Yes, absolutely.
AKA Vladimir Shakes My Paw. No, that was awesome. That was totally awesome. All you furs, please write in and tell us how much you love Bearly's poem, because that was like really good. I had flashes of Cat in the Hat and stuff.
Well, yes. I mean, that's what I was raised on, those kind of poems. So that's what I wrote.
Oh, okay.
My iambic pentameter was on fleet, as they say, the kids these days. I think that was a couple of years ago.
Tameter.
My iambic pentameter.
Beartameter.
Beartameter. Anyway, so...
No, but anyway, that was really great.
But anyway, thank you. Thank you very much. So what do you have for the past today? I know that you've listened to some things in the past, so
apparently
tell me.
I have.
Yes.
So season 2, so this season, episode 12, I was listening to the other day, and I told a joke in the joke section that I didn't get. I didn't get it then, and when I was listening to it again, I still didn't get it. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I actually get it now. But I thought I should tell it again and let you explain it to me and see if what I think I just got it as is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear
I
your
totally
joke.
didn't. You could hear it in my voice when I told it. It's like I told it and you laughed. You liked it. But I had no idea. I didn't even ask you. I don't even get that. I just moved on. Anyway, so the waiter says, "How did you find your steak?" The customer says, "I looked under a mushroom and there it was."
Okay.
So I think I get it now, but for all you furs out there that don't, Bearly, could you please explain this joke to us?
I thought it was a steak, like a garden steak. And how did you find it? He looked under a mushroom.
I didn't.
And there it was. What did you think it was?
So I didn't get it until like just today when I was reading through it again. And how I got it as, you have a steak and it has like the butter and mushrooms on it and everything. And so you look under the mushroom that's on your steak and there it is.
And there it is. He moved the mushroom.
But
How did you find it? I moved the mushroom.
Okay.
Okay. It's cute.
So speaking of jokes that you like, on the same episode, I also had a joke in that section that you really liked.
Okay.
It wasn't the circumference one. And this joke was, the prisoner says, I'm free. And the little boy says, so what? I'm 4. You really like that. I mean, it's a good joke. It's a good joke.
It's a great joke.
It is a great joke.
It's a play on words is what it is.
Oh. Yes. And then episode 13, so moving right along to the next episode. I've been doing a lot of good listening.
You've been catching up on our episodes. Good for you.
I only have like 3.5 left. I'm proud of myself.
Wow.
From caught up. So episode 13 is when my honey, Tatsu, came on and talked about did the third installment of the Japanese maples.
Yes.
In the horticulture section. And so we were talking about those. And you had said that you were actually thinking of buying a Japanese maple, maybe a Japanese vine maple for your backyard. And so my question is, did you ever do that?
I did not. And I will tell you the reason why.
Oh.
If you would like to know.
I would love to know.
The American Agricultural Society, or whatever that is, whatever that oversees plants and things like that come into the country, have declared that Japanese maples are an invasive species, and they would not like them to be grown in America anymore.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
Well, don't tell them about the 60 Japanese maples we have on our property. So where did this guy? I did not know about this. He just
I was reading. It popped up in the news about invasive species, and one of them was Japanese maples are considered an invasive species in America, and because there's so many varieties of them, they take over, especially like the vine ones and stuff. Like kudzu in the South. So
I don't know what a kudzu is, but I'll believe that.
It's very
that's a good reason not to do that. So any fir, I did not say anything about 60 Japanese maples on our property. I
don't think they're going to be coming around chopping down your trees.
I hope not. And lastly, for the past today, moving on to things that are illegal, apparently. In that episode is when the Fluffers, you were trying to explain flungle dingle.
Yes.
And you just lost it. It was so awesome to listen to. I have to go back and listen to this again. I mean, we both lost it, but you were having so much trouble.
Yes. Trying to explain
awesome.
What a flungle dingle was.
So every fur out there, shout out to Bearly. Please, please, please go back to season 2, episode 13 and listen to him explain flungle dingle because it was the most amazing thing.
It was fun.
I am totally actually going to go back and listen to you just do that tonight. I'm not even going to listen to anything else. Just that.
That's just that. Yeah, helps you fall asleep.
After you laugh so hard because it was so fun to listen to. I swear, it was so fun to listen to.
Well, that's
anyway. That's my past today.
I have a question for you, real fast. Weird Al.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if that's... You have a question. I don't know if that's the answer. So I'll just say, I have heard of Weird Al.
I know. Well, I know that you are a Weird Al aficionado.
A Weird of Weird Al. Yes, okay.
As it were, if you will. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I went down a YouTube rabbit hole the other day.
Oh, yeah?
It was an epic rabbit hole. It was a 3-hour rabbit hole.
That's
not
a
unlike,
big rabbit hole.
Not unlike a 3-hour tour for the USS Minnow.
3-hour tour.
And it started with Weird Al. Actually, no, it started with me looking up something totally important. And a Weird Al thing popped up on the right-hand side. So, where it says videos you might be interested in. Yeah. And so I clicked on it. And 3 hours later, I had watched several Weird Al songs, comedy routines, things about ants, things about bugs, things about birds, things about, it was just like, oh, what does this mean? And it's like, what am I doing?
So you just had one of those, like, I'm just going to click everything I see.
Right.
Okay.
I watched aviation ones. It was very strange. The Weird Al song, The Saga Begins, which is about Star Wars. Do you know that song? Do you know that
not
by heart?
By
like
memory,
the rest of them?
No. I know a lot of Weird Al songs, but believe it or not, that is not one I know.
It's a long one. That's like 6 minutes long too.
5.5, 6 minutes. Yeah, it's a long one.
It's a long one. I mean, and it's a full production one. It's not just like him dressed up in a little costume. I mean, there are
no. Yeah,
hundreds.
They're in like the tavern and everything.
Yes, and the Star Wars. It was amazing. I just wanted to know if you knew that song, but
there
you go.
Okay, so I was wondering if like you saw that and then for 3 hours you were looking at different renditions of the Weird Al song or something. But no, okay, now I understand. No,
it started with Weird Al and it ended with Weird Al actually because I thought, I should get back to Weird Al, and I watched Gangster's Paradise.
Nice.
With Weird Al to end
that
up.
Is
or Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise. That is one I know. And for any fur, I plan to do sometime at a con. Taebyn does Weird Al, and spoiler alert. Amish Paradise is one of the songs I'm going to do when Taebyn does Weird Al at a con.
All right.
I guess all of a sudden you didn't know you were going to do a shout out for me, but thank you for that shout out for me, Bearly, that you just did via my voice.
You're quite welcome. Yes, shouting out for yourself. And you asked me last week how my iPad shaped up.
Yes, because you were talking about, if you go back and listen, and you were talking about that, and you had said what you had left to do. You had found these instructions to like open it up and change the battery and all that crazy stuff. And you were going to port back. And I am really excited to know, how did that mechanicalizing go, Mr. Bearly?
It went badly. Okay. So very, very badly.
Okay. So this is not something you would recommend for other furs to try out?
For non-technical furs, no. I would not recommend this. I mean, it's simple enough, but here's the thing. I cut the bejesus out of my finger trying to get it open because you have to use this. You have to heat the iPad. You have to heat the iPad. So because along the seam around the outside are these little sticky tapes. And that's what holds the front to the back.
Right.
Okay? And so you have to heat it up and make it soft. And then you have this little tool that you cram in between the case and the screen.
Okay, to like wedge it apart or something?
Yes, and you have to get it underneath there and scrape down to separate it from the tape. Okay. Now you have to be very, very careful that you don't break the screen because, it's thin.
Yeah,
right?
Or break your skin or something.
Or skin,
like you did apparently.
So, and then I got it off. I cracked the screen a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And I thought, well, maybe it'll be okay. And then I opened it up, and you've got these itty bitty, tiny screws in there that you have to
they're gotta
unscrew.
Be tiny. Yeah. And did you even have an instrument that could unscrew these tiny screws?
I mean, I actually bought a special toolkit for repairing the iPad.
I want to do that. Okay.
Yes. I mean, when you buy the battery, it says you might want these things, more adhesive tape and this special tools.
You just might want it in case this happens. Okay.
I unscrewed it's less than a millimeter. These screws are.
Oh, really? Oh, those are tiny.
Tiny. You don't want to drop them because you will never find them again. They are like a grain of sand. Yeah, they are like a grain of sand.
Okay.
And so I put a white towel out on my desk because when I saw that they were black, I thought, okay, because I have a black pad on my desk. I thought, no, I'm not going to put a tiny little screw on a black pad. Yeah. Which I think there's still one on my pad because I could, when I put it back together, I was missing a screw. So it's like, oh well.
You got a screw loose there, Bearly.
Yeah. So I got it all apart and I put the new battery in and I got it all put back together again and I turned it on and the screen had a big, huge gray bar across the front of it.
So that doesn't sound normal.
No, that's not normal. And it didn't go away. And I thought, well, I was excited that I got the battery installed properly, but because it powered up, it booted up. But I think when I cracked the screen, I think it did something that caused a problem.
The crystals or whatever's inside this stuff.
Yeah. So I ordered a brand new iPad, and it is sitting here on my desk next to me now.
Yay! Well, you spend a lot of time and heartache, but you are a better technician, better for it, I guess.
I am a better technician, better for it. I know what not to do now, and I did take it into a local repair place, and they're going to put a new screen on it, and then my hubby will have the iPad to use.
He's a techie, so he'll like that.
Well, yeah, and I kept asking him to do it for me, and he was like, "No, you can do it. You're a smart bear. You can do it. You're a big old burly bear that can do this."
Does he not know you or something?
I guess not. So there you go. So that was my iPad story. There we are.
Okay. Oh, here we are. Speaking of being here and
and hearing
for
the 10th time. Yes.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Where's my toast? Where is my toast? So I have a sciencey thing, speaking of toast and iPads and stuff.
Okay.
And I'll let you know this is a real thing. I'm not leading up to a joke or anything. It's a real thing.
Well, the listeners never know for certain. Even when you say it's a real thing.
I have to make sure. Oh, that's right. I could say that.
You could, yes.
Well, okay. Let me say it, and then we'll let all you furs out there make your own judgment as to whether or not this is real or not. We have these chicken pot, there are these frozen chicken pot pie things that are really good. They're so good. And you just buy them at the store, and I forget what the brand are. Yeah, see, do that again?
Chicken pot pie.
Is that like it from a commercial that I should know? Or you're just doing that?
I'm just doing that. It's from something. I don't remember what. I'll have to look it up and find out.
Chicken pot pie.
Okay. there you go. We've got another pass today.
Yes.
For next week. So they're really good chicken pot pies, and you put them in the oven. Now, I have to be careful because my posies and my fluff is a little bit dangerous. It's dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's just like it catch on fire, and I don't want that to happen. Anyway, so there are these really good chicken pot pies. Chicken pot pie. And you put them in the oven. And actually the instructions say, and I'm used to it now, but the first time I read the instructions, I was like, what? So what you're supposed to do before you put them in the oven is you take some aluminum foil and you just take off some strips and put it around the edges. And that made absolutely no sense because I don't cook or anything. I mean, I've got my cooking with Taebyn, but that's the extent of my knowledge. I mean, it makes sense to me now, but at first I was like, what? Anyway, so I did that, and you put them in the oven, and you take them out. And this is in like 425-degree oven or something. And you take them out, and I immediately just took off the foil. I'm like, what? You know, absentmindedly, just take off the foil. And I was like, wait a minute. My posies should be burned, because this just came out of a 425-degree oven. And it's like the cooking sheet it was on, it was pretty hot, but it was like not hot at all. I'm like, wow, what is this science? This is crazy, the physics. So, and I have known for a long time why when you take aluminum foil out of a hot oven, is it like not hot at all? So I had to look up and find out why this is. But it sounds like you might already know why this is, Bearly.
Aluminum is a bad conductor of heat. Am I wrong? Am I right? You're looking at me as if I have swings on my hair.
It's a good conductor of heat.
Okay.
But do you know...
But it's a quick conductor of heat? It's also a good conductor of cold? I don't know.
Okay, I guess let me...
Oh, tell us, Mr. Wizard. Oh, Mr. Wizard, please tell us why aluminum foil is not hot when it comes out of an oven.
Well, I'm so glad you asked that question out of thin air and nowhere that I didn't provoke you to ask.
Or maybe I should ask it like a little child. Mr. Science, how come the aluminum foil is not hot when it comes out of an oven?
The toast walks over to the egg that is...
And says...
Egg carton that is soaked in the water.
Yes. Don't do that.
But
getting back to our story. This train is in the middle of the field at this point.
It's in the middle of the field. It's picking up the egg carton. Okay, so anyway, so aluminum foil, when it's in the oven, is actually very, very, very hot. But the thing is that, like when you wrap a baked potato in aluminum foil, you put it in and that helps it, like cook evenly and all that stuff. The foil is really, really hot. But the thing is, aluminum foil has a lot of surface area and is very, very, very thin.
Yes.
And so because of that, and heat travels within aluminum in general very well. That's why I was saying it's a good heat conductor. I don't know if that adjective should be good or bad, but it travels through aluminum very well. So the combination of all those is that it cools off very quickly when it is exposed to the air, when it comes out of the oven. And actually you can go online, there's like little easy math formulas that say by the surface area and the thinness and everything, you can actually calculate the heat conduction and all that stuff. And heat conduction. And also the aluminum foil is so thin and everything, it doesn't weigh very much at all. And because of that, it can't hold much heat. And so when you combine all this together, the heat doesn't transfer very, very quickly to your posies when you take it out. So you don't, it doesn't feel hot. But it's always been amazing to me. You take it out and it's like you can touch it and it's not even warm. It's like, what? Anyway, so that's my sciencey thing that is true. It's not a joke. Rails stuff.
And let me ask you, do you know why you put the foil around the edge of the pot pie?
So I'm going to be wrong. My guess is so that it doesn't burn. But
that is absolutely correct.
Oh!
That is absolutely correct. Yes.
There's a ding, ding, ding.
There's a ding, ding, ding on that. Yes.
See, and I've had these pot pies for a long time and I didn't know for like the first 5 times I tried it, why do you do this? But at one point I thought that must be the reason, but okay, I got something right. I'm proud of myself.
And if you're baking an apple pie or a peach pie or something like that, you do the same thing around the outside of the pie crust so that it doesn't, because it takes longer to cook the stuff inside the pie. And it takes so long that little thin crust on the rim will get too overcooked and can burn.
Yeah, which I've seen that happen. Is you get
Yeah.
it's all crusty, but you do that, it evens it out nicely,
It
and it
evens it out
does. I
nicely.
mean, these chicken
Yeah.
pot pies, you can eat the crust, no problem, and it's really good. So there you go.
There you go. There you
We
go.
had our
And-
CEU. Oh, and more CEUs.
And do you know how to say aluminum foil in Great Britain?
Well, I mean, if I were in Great Britain, I would say aluminum foil, and then I would know how to say it. But also, how do you say aluminum foil in Great Britain?
They call it aluminium foil.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
That sounds like more syllables that are actually in the word. Okay,
Yes.
It's not just
aluminium.
Okay,
Yep. So
aluminium. He's a great guy,
British,
Mr. Uminium. Mr. Aluminium.
Well, speaking of strange words, that brings us up to our Fluffster's Abridged Dictionary. Now, you mentioned something the other day. You mentioned a word to me in passing, and it wasn't even on a podcast. It was, we were talking about something together, and you said somebody had their Tarblemac all floofed.
Oh, yes,
And
I did.
I
did.
like,
I said that.
Okay.
What's a
So I had to
Tarblemac?
figure out what Tarblemac meant. So I figured it out. It's a small device. It's a small device that allows you to upload only furry things to your website and your computer.
Oh.
They are usually available at most FurCons or furry websites. You can get a Tarblemac, and that way things turn into furry stuff on your computer.
The
problem
check
is
that out. Yeah.
they get easily confused and can cause your software to do all sorts of furry things that may not be good for you in the long run, especially if you're like an employer, employee, and like doing job applications and things like that. You really don't want things like that on the job application, like what's your furry name, things like that could go a little wrong, especially if you're hiring like a CEO or something, you know. So, but if you've got a good Tarblemac and it's all fluffed up, you will always have the best in furry things.
Well, that's good to know.
That's good. No, and it's often confused as a spoonerism with marble tack.
Oh, well, I hate it when I confuse my Tarblemacs with a spoonerism with
Marble tack.
Marble. I
Marble
hate it
tack.
when that happens.
That's like marble tack is a glue for holding marble countertops together.
Oh,
Yes.
That
So,
stands
Totally
for reason.
different item.
Totally
different
thing.
item.
Yep,
But
got
there
it.
you go.
Our CEUs on this episode are abundant once again.
Abundant. Absolutely abundant. Well, it's time for our mailbag. And we have some things in the mailbag from our chat, our BFFT chat. I asked a question in the BFFT chat about how do you explain what furry is to the uninitiated or to non-furries? It spawned a wee bit of a conversation, if you will. And some of our listeners and our podcast persons, one person, Void Alcantara, said that they actually had to do it recently. And they said that furries are fans of anthro-animals, and it's really how you personally define it that makes it what it is. Trader Lenny said that I explain it like all other social clubs, that weird animal hats. Only we allow only animal costumes. It's sort of like the Order of the Elks, the Order of the Buffalo, the Order of the Moose, the Eagles, etc., etc. Although I have been a moose. I was a meese once for a couple of years. We didn't wear funny hats. I was a meese, yes. And somebody, Ziggy, who has been on for 5 Minute First, said that as somebody who enjoys the characteristics of other animals, either by a special trait like speed or force, or by their aesthetics. Also, as a very elaborated pretending role game. You can choose who you want, what you want to be, what you want to become, and you create yourself and let your mind go wild. So those are some discussions. So share with us, get on the BFFT chat, and share with us how you explain furry to non-furries or non-initiated. Now, you had to explain it to me many years ago. You did. You did. You explained it to me many years ago.
Good for me, I guess.
Yes. And ever since then, we've been great friends going to cons, and now we have a podcast.
And now you have a podcast.
Now I have a podcast. So
Yay.
There you go.
It worked out.
It worked out very well indeed. All right.
So yes, all you furs, write us in, come into the chat and discuss this and tell us if you agree or disagree or parts of what other furs were saying. Let's talk about things and stuff.
So what have you been watching? We're going to do media now, and I'm not going to throw you for a loop like I did last week, and I'm going to go ahead and go first so that you're not
Okay. That was
moving
scary.
along.
That was so scary.
That was very scary. You were like, I went first. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ooh. What was that?
I don't know. Sounds
Who
like
did that?
a cow.
Where's that meese?
That meese was just very, very, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Prompt-Olympic.
Prompt-Olympic, yes. Olympic fromps. So, what have I been watching? Well, see, I've been watching a lot this week, honestly. I don't know why. I've just been watching some TV. I think it's because I got last week's episode edited within a day, so I was very excited that I had time to do things.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's very nice, yes. So there's a new series on Hulu called Wynonna Earp. It is a series about the progeny. You know what progeny is?
It's a genie that pros?
No, it's your offspring and your offspring's offspring and so on down the line. That's your progeny. So the people that you've beget down the line.
Not progeny. It's different than it's different than a prodigy.
Yeah, it's different than a prodigy. Yes. Prodigy is something different. A progeny is those people that issue from your loins down the line.
Issue from your loins. That's a great explanation. That is probably the best. I hope that's in Webster's Unabridged Dictionary.
They're the progeny of Wyatt Earp, and they have to re-kill all the people Wyatt Earp killed, which return to the Earth every 27 years as demons. So.
Okay.
Yes.
And is this a good show? Do you recommend it?
If you like demon type shows and zombie type shows and dark humor, it's a good show. The other thing that I watched was Pacific Rim The Black, which is an animated series based on the movie Pacific Rim. So if you've ever seen that with the big kaijus that fight,
I have not, but if all you furs out there have, it's really
I'm sure. It's,
so you recommend this?
I recommend this as well. I recommend the movie Pacific Rim if you haven't seen it. So, and if you have the ability to watch it in 3D, watch it in 3D. I've watched one more episode of Sweet Tooth, the anthropomorphic show on Netflix about the little deer boy, and he's such a deer boy, and the virus that causes people to die and babies to be born as animals, and human animal crossbreeds. So. And started the latest season of Grace and Frankie. You talked about that last week.
Yay!
And
nice.
Watched that very first episode.
Such a good episode, or a good episode. Good show.
Good show. I also started a new show on Hulu called Q-Force.
Q-Force!
And it's about gay secret agents.
Oh, nice. Fun. That's fun.
Yep.
I will have to check this out.
Yeah. The main character is voiced by Sean Hayes. You might know him from Will and Grace as Jack.
Oh, I love Jack. That's awesome. I will definitely have to listen to this now.
Yes, you have to watch Q-Force. And that's what I have been watching. And I read a couple more a couple more pages of Heretic, but because I spent a day tearing my iPad apart and then couldn't read on the iPad because, I tore it apart. It wasn't working.
Stupid and not readable anymore. Right?
Yes, it was unreadable. So there. But what have you been up to? What have you been watching?
So I mentioned last week we talked about the show Elite. It's a Netflix show, really great. So for any that didn't listen last week, Elite is a really good show on Netflix. Listen to me talk about it last week. It's in Spain, so there's dubbing, but it's really good dubbing and it's a really good show. It's just so great. And we finished season 4. There's only 4 seasons out right now, but we finished season 4. Something I forgot to mention, which is notable about it, which is actually not part of the main plot. It's not part of the main pot, so you don't put carrots in because you don't care at all.
Don't care at all.
You don't broccoli at all either. Anyway, so it has gay people, which is, shows have this, of course, these days. But
gay people on a show?
Right? It's actually really ahead of its time, I think, as far as gay people go, because it's not part of the plot or anything, but there's a male gay couple that happen, and it's not a big deal. It's just there's a relationship, and it's not a part of the plot. It's just part of the main characters, and they're gay and they're in a relationship, and it's no big deal, and it's awesome. And not only that, but there's one of the main characters has 2 moms, and it's not a big deal. It's just like that. And then later, in a season, there's a lesbian couple, and it's not a big deal. And actually, at one point, there's even a 3-way relationship. There's 2 guys and a girl in a relationship, and it's no big deal. And it's like really cool that this is not part of the plot, but it's just how it should be. And so I don't know if Spain is apparently progressive because they got this. Because, a lot of shows these days are like, it's this big deal to have a gay couple and come out as gay and stuff like, it's just not, it's just part of who people are. And it's just really cool. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to that. But the whole show is really good. I'm loving the show. I really hope there's a season 5. There should be season 5. Anyway, another show we started, a Netflix original called Never Have I Ever. Have you seen this or heard of this, Mr. Bearly?
I have heard of it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's really, really good. It's so good. We've seen like 9 episodes of the first season, and first episode is so funny. Then the next few episodes are like, yeah, this is good, but not as good as the first. But then just keep watching because it's just so good. It's about like a high school girl, Indian girl, and she's not like, I mean, I can't even describe what it's about. It's just really, it's hilarious and it's good. And I really recommend it. There's a narrator in the background. John McEnroe narrates it.
Tennis player John McEnroe?
Yes. Which totally took me off guard. And in the first episode, they explain, like they even say, I bet you're wondering why me, John McEnroe, is narrating this. And I'll explain that later. And they explain it in the episode. And I'm still not completely sure why it's John McEnroe that narrates. But anyway, it's really cool. I recommend it. We also watched this movie called Good Boys from 2019. I really doubt you've heard of this show. You've heard of the show?
I watched it, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't have to tell you about it.
Well, no, but you tell our listeners about it.
Oh, well, we'll see if you agree. Well, let's go with this.
Okay.
Before I say what I think about it, what do you think about it?
I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, we are on the same page. So
okay.
I can officially say I don't have to say bad because Bearly's not going to like shame me for my thoughts because we have like mind here. So this movie, Good Boys, from 2019, it's really good. It's about some 3 good friends that are 6th graders and they have to get to a party, but then they have to do this stuff to get there. And it sounds dumb. You read the description of the show and it sounds dumb. And so me and my hubby were like, okay, we'll try this out. It might be interesting, whatever. And for the first 15 minutes, I was like, I feel kind of, I don't know what the adjective is, but I feel like I shouldn't be watching this because these are all 6th graders. Like, why can't they be high schoolers or college age people? I'm like, why are they? I didn't even understand what's going on, really. And it's like, but after about 15, 20 minutes, then I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know why these are 6th graders. And this show has to be about, in particular, 6th graders. And it is hilarious. And it is so funny. And it's really a great show. So I highly recommend it, and it's really good. Anyway, it sounds, me and Bearly are apparently on the same page, so that's great, and that's my media for the week.
Well, it is time to head over to Lux's studio. She is waiting for us.
Speaking of 6th graders, let's just walk over to Lux's studio.
Yeah, well, because she's in that fight with those 6th graders next door over her castle house. So.
Exactly. They're always like rampaging her castle or something. I don't know. Okay, well, let's take a trip.
Oh, hey guys! Hey!
Oh, hey!
Oh,
Up
hey!
here
Hey.
from the wrecked
Hi.
ramparts. Hey!
Right
So we're currently working on rebuilding the portcullis.
Okay.
So
nice.
that's working.
I thought you were going to say you're currently working on rebuilding the porta potty. It's like, what happened to your poor porta potty?
Well, we got flush toilets here at the No Longer Combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, which is good. But the good news is, so Earl, the Crunch Rat man, he's doing something over in the Taco Bell. So I'm not going to send you through the drive-thru, but I'm still working on the portcullis. But you'll be pleased to see over to your left there is a medieval catapult. So if you guys
there
just
it
load
is.
yourselves into that, you should be. I actually knocked a hole in
What?
the roof, so you should be able to just fling yourself right into my
What?
lab.
Wait a minute. Do we have to go in together or one at a time?
It would be an OSHA violation for you both to go in at once. So
Okay.
proper
All right.
standard protocol for operating a catapult
Okay.
is to have one at a time.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna need you to wear. See that watermelon I've cut in half? That's your protective headgear.
Nice.
So go ahead, and just stick those watermelons
Okay.
on your head.
So,
There you go.
so of course, in my case, we've
Ow.
got to get this straight. It's not a catapult; it's a puppapult in my case, right?
Puppapult, yes, and then a barapult, as far as Bearly's concerned. Just
Well,
be sure, Bearly, make
okay.
sure you calibrate it, because otherwise he's gonna splat right into the roof. You got to aim it right for
Oh,
the hole there. Okay.
I'm a
Okay,
little
okay.
scared all of a sudden.
All right, Taebyn,
Climb
get on
on
in.
in.
Get on in, Taebyn.
Climb on in. All right. I'm cranking it down.
Okay, get my tail in there. Okay.
Pull the lever to launch him. You ready, Taebyn?
Okay. Ready?
No,
All right,
but
all right,
here we go.
Here we
1,
go.
2, 3.
All right.
Okay. Now, Bearly, I'm gonna have you stick out your thumb like a hitchhiker to get somebody to operate the catapult to get you in. So,
Okay.
go ahead and see if you can't. Oh, there's a Camry driving right by. Go ahead and flag her down.
Hi. Hey.
Oh,
Hey, could you
oh,
come crank this
hello.
down and launch me up
Oh.
into that hole?
Oh my goodness! Oh, I've never operated a catapult before. I'm trying to take my kids to school. You sure? You sure this is safe?
Yes.
This doesn't look safe.
Well, I don't know that it's safe, but I'm gonna
Oh
climb
goodness!
in there.
I'm not
and
gonna
you
be in
just
any
crank
legal
it down.
trouble if I
No, it's
launch
okay.
Mr. Bear in the. Why are you wearing a melon on your head there, honey?
Well, because the owner just crank
Okay,
it down.
all right, I'm gonna crank it down for you. Godspeed. All right, 3, 2, 1, woo!
Oh, wow. Thank you for putting the mattresses there for us to land on, Lux.
Yeah, no
Very
problem.
nice.
Hey, come find out. I actually picked up that teleporter you were talking about, but I didn't have time
Oh.
to install it. So that might be
Oh, well,
next week or something or other. Taebyn, are you all right?
Yeah,
You okay?
I am. I think my watermelon broke.
Oh no, your watermelon broke.
I know. I was going to save that for a nice little
Should I-
snack. But
should I boil some
should
water?
we call an ambulance?
I was gonna say.
Get some clean
Your
sheets.
watermelon broke. It's okay.
Actually, if you boil some eggs, that will make up for it.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna put some hard-boiled
no.
eggs on. Let's get
no.
right to it. My goodness. I thank you so much for catapulting in. So I've got
I
some
didn't really
excellent.
have a choice, so no
Oh,
problem.
you didn't? Oh, great. Well, I have some very good news. So,
Well, that
you know-
sounds very good.
of course, we're still working on powering up the transformation ray. I've been doing
Okay.
a lot of soul searching, and I think that the only way we're really going to get something sustainable with this thing is whale oil. So, Bearly, I'm handing you this harpoon. I'm going to go ahead, and there's actually a whale in this fish tank over here who's he's ready.
Why
and
is
it's-
he
it's a-
eating my melon? Get
Oh
the melon away
no!
from
Yeah,
him.
well,
No.
see, this whale's ready to go. So, Bearly, I'm gonna need you to use the humane euthanization harpoon to go ahead and poke a hole in this whale and fill this thing full of oil. And then, Taebyn, you can actually just put yourself right in the whale tank and keep the whale calm as I transform
can
you.
I?
Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
absolutely. So
just-
go ahead, climb on
Climb
into the
in
whale's
there.
name is Frank.
Really? Hi, Frank. Frank, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Frank. I didn't realize.
Look
I
at
think
my
there
tail.
should be a better
Frank.
way to
Just
do this,
look at my
but
tail. Yeah, I
but-
wag it. Oh,
but-
it's so nice.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before, hold
yeah,
on.
wait, I just
Wait,
stabbed him.
No, you didn't. Well, it clinked off the glass. So actually, come find out. There's a cork in his blowhole. So yeah, just go ahead and stick. Here's a siphon hose. Just go ahead and get the siphon started. Stick it in his blowhole, and that way we don't need to kill him with the harpoon. So just stick the siphon hole in.
I am
his
I'm
so
not
blowhole.
sure it works this
confused.
way, but okay. Here,
Just don't
here you go.
stick the siphon into Taebyn. You can tell
Okay,
apart,
well,
right?
actually, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, it's like a wine cask. Okay, well look at that. The oil's just flowing right out. Imagine that.
Fantastic. Taebyn.
well, there you go.
Right? I was gonna say, well, so SeaWorld is trying to scale back, a lot of the live shows and whatnot, and come find out they actually had a sperm whale show. So we had to. I have humanely put him back there, and he's been going through some stuff. But you know what? Maybe we'll save the harpoon for another Let's just never harpoon him. Let's just keep siphoning the oil off. I'm gonna
That's
climb
just
upon
not
them.
actually- I think
Transformation ray. Okay,
Yeah,
and
I
Taebyn,
don't want to harpoon a whale.
Taebyn,
No.
whatever you do, don't act like a squid, okay? Because he's hungry. Because I haven't been feeding him.
will not act like a squid.
Okay,
Okay.
just mind him. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hop up on here. Barely, thank you so much for helping me with that whale oil. If you could go ahead, so I think that the firmware needs to be updated. Can you go ahead and boot up the side of that machine there real quick for me?
Sure.
All right,
Oh.
software is updating. Go ahead and okay, fantastic. We're done. I'm gonna go
Wait a
ahead.
minute. What's that on the screen? Is that Clippy? How old is this software?
Would you like to transform a Taebyn?
Wow. Hi,
Ask me
Clippy. I didn't
anything.
really-
Oh no! Oh shoot! There's Bonsai. There's Bonsai Buddy. Bonsai Buddy. Oh no! Get off of there! Get off of there! Barely. Have you been going to
Alright.
some shady websites on my transformation? Right?
I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna sit over here.
Okay.
And just stay out of your
Well,
way at this
I've-
point because
I've
I'm just
made a
making
ch-
things worse.
I've made a chair out of the elephant skeleton. Just go ahead and get
Oh.
your Lion King scarness on. Just go ahead and be prepared
Is this
and sit down
is
on
this, Is this the game of bones?
All right, Taebyn, I see that the whale has kind of gotten you just a little bit, but go ahead and hold still. I'm going to transform you into something the whale's not
okay.
going to be interested in, okay? Let's do
I've
it.
just been paying attention to my watermelon. I've really come to... I haven't come to terms yet with my watermelon. I'm feeling really connected to it.
This is a very magical time in someone's life when their watermelon breaks. I just want to let you know that we're here for you. I'm going to call Medulla, but first let's transform you into something. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Oh wow! Oh, there's something. There's something floating in there. I'm gonna fish you out. Oh my god! Oh, you're a little soggy. You're a little soggy, but
Is my watermelon
goodness.
okay? That's the main thing.
well, your watermelon's fine, but
Okay.
you're oh no, oh no,
Well, what's
oh
happening?
you
What's
are
going on?
a tiny loco taco.
Hey, what's going? Oh no, not another one. Come here, little brother.
Hey, Earl, no, let it go.
Oh, come here. Oh my goodness, it happened again. Oh, what poor little creature. You come with Earl. We're gonna fix you right up.
No, Earl, come back.
No, we're gonna take you right. No, we're gonna take you right.
Oh no, Earl's taking him back to the Taco Bell.
Well,
Oh no,
What?
Barely. Should we follow?
What are you
My
doing?
mel- just-
I don't.
my
I'm
melon.
I can't let this happen. Hold on. We
Earl,
got a special
Earl.
meeting. Got a special meeting for little guys just like you. Come on with me.
No, Earl. Lux,
All right.
Lux.
All right.
What, Lux? Why are you letting Earl take Taebyn?
Well, I
Don't let
don't. Earl just kind of does what. Look, I'm telling you, man. Earl and I have history. He took him into the Taco Bell. We should probably go follow. All right,
Why
let's
do I
just
feel
go.
like
Let's
I'm in the
go
Goonies all
follow.
of a sudden? This is
right.
very surreal.
All right, little Taco. I'm gonna sit you on this chair. Now you are surrounded by your brothers and sisters. Everybody, I'd like to ring this bell and announce the meeting has begun of Guacamole Addicts Anonymous. Now,
No, not
everybody,
guacamole.
hold hands and let's talk about our struggles. Now, hold it. Now, my name is Crunchwrap. I'm Earl the Crunchwrap Man. Sorry, I'm just so messed up on the guac I can't even speak. But my name is Earl the Crunchwrap Man, and I am a guacamole addict. Now, I don't know why that John Bell introduced it to the menu because it changed so many of our lives fundamentally. But we do not question your wisdom, for you gave us the fourth meal, which is, as we all know, the most nutritious meal. So we're all going to share some dialogues and get to know each other and support each other in whatever stage of guacamole recovery that we're at. So I'll tell you, it's hard being a giant sentient crunch wrap, and the guac really takes the edge off, but there's only so much you can do. When Lux Operon found me floating in a river, she pulled me out. She put me under that salamander heater, dried me out a little bit, and God willing, she lets me sleep in the cleaning closet here as long as I sell at least 4 of my children a day. And I got to tell you, it's hard, but it's an opportunity, and I don't want to waste it. I've thrown away so many people for the guac, man. I just can't. My road to recovery is one filled with grace and forgiveness and also little weird red chunks that aren't quite tomato, but I don't really know what they are. But they come in a caulk gun, the same as the sour cream. So I'm gonna pass it on to my brother here to the left.
Hello, everyone. Name's Chewy. I'm a guacaholic.
Hi, Chewy.
I was the Chalupa Supreme Commander for the 4th Taco Bell Battalion during the franchise wars.
Oh God.
I've seen some things. Hell, I've done some things.
Oh.
I was there at the Battle of Nacho Grande when Burger King attacked.
Oh no.
We kicked his buns all the way back to that flame-broiled hell he came from.
Oh, right, preach, brother.
But the cost. So many of my boys didn't make it off the battlefield. And worst of all, my lover and the finest corporal I ever had the pleasure of serving with died in my arms, with his beans spilling out all over the battlefield.
Not his beans.
His beans. When I got home from the front, I started using the guac.
Oh, no.
At first it was just a little in the morning to get me up, then maybe some in the afternoon to keep me going. Before I knew it, I was using guacamole 3 to 4 times a day.
Oh my God. Not 3 or 4 times a day. That's a lot, man. That's a premium item that must have made you go broke. Damn.
Oh God, I did things that I don't even want to talk about. Then a few years ago, Earl found me and brought me to a meeting. I'm proud to stand before you all today and tell you that it's been 4 years, 10 months, and 2 days since I've touched the guac.
Oh, congratulations. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Well, I tell you what, I got a keychain for you.
Fantastic.
You know, and we're here. This is a place where you can speak your truth. And I just want to let you know you are so brave for staring down that good green stuff in a time when we all lean on it so heavily. I'm a hand it over to the little bowl next to you.
Hello. Hi. My name is Steven. I'm a bowl of cheesy fiesta potatoes. And as you may not know, I was taken off the menu last year.
Oh, brother, that's so hard.
Yeah, I know. And I had to take some time to reflect because I just didn't have really a purpose anymore. So I broke down a little bit and I went to a local Mexican restaurant where they had many things on the menu, but they also had guacamole, and they had a tableside guacamole, and I figured, what's the harm? I'd stayed clean all these years being on the menu, so I ordered it, and the waitress came over, and she cut open the avocado and chopped up and mashed it.
Okay, brother, I'm gonna stop you right there, all right? No, this is about us. It's not about the guacamole, all right? I know it's good, man, but it can't be about the guac. It's gotta be about you and what's missing.
All right. So, to understand. So, it's funny. After that relapse, it was a large hole in my memory, and I actually ended up going to a celebrity guacamole rehab. Did you know that Andy Dick is actually also addicted to guacamole? Oh, he's just the nicest man. And, we really worked on getting ourselves together, and I am back on the menu now, thank goodness. I'm back.
Brother, I'm really glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back, too, and it's hard every day seeing the guacamole on the menu and thinking about chasing that first beautiful green high, but I'm hanging in there, and I want to let you guys know that I've been clean now for 9 months, and I'm looking forward to a life of mutual support away from mashed avocado.
All right, beautiful story. Now, time for the new guy, our Loco Taco. Brother, I know that the journey of 1,000 steps begins with one, so tell us your story.
Well, I don't even like guacamole.
What?
What is even going on here? What happened to my...
This is a meeting for guaco... Brother, okay, look, brother, I'm gonna stop you right there. Look, denial is not just a river in Egypt, okay? You can't come in here and deny that you have a problem.
But... Hi...
Just let it out. It's a safe place, all right? Talk about you and the green.
Well, I want my double-decker taco back.
You, son, you are a double-decker taco.
Well,
You aware of that?
I don't.
It's okay. Just let it out. Let it out, brother. It's okay. I'm patting your little shell there. It's all right, buddy. Go ahead and cry.
I want to eat myself.
Beautiful little salsa tears. It's all right. It's all right.
Eat myself.
It's okay. Oh yeah. No, we all devour ourselves with the guacamole, there, little taco. It's gonna be okay. You are a little taco. I want to let you know
I am a little taco.
you are a little taco. But you know what? You got a big heart for a little taco. All right. We're gonna
That's
beat
my
this,
tomato.
you and
No,
I.
that's my tomato falling out. I don't know.
Oh no! Oh God! I'm gonna stuff that back in you there, son. That's probably not
thank
too
you.
healthy
I
to
was
be
starting to
bleeding
feel
body parts.
not as good. Yeah, no.
You know, you normally come with a little cardboard-like situation that holds your guts in, but looks like this wasn't part of your plan. That wasn't part of John Bell's plan. Look,
No.
look,
I just feel so cheesy about it all.
I know. Oh, I know. Dude, guac addiction affects almost every single menu item on the Taco Bell menu, man. Anything you can get with guacamole. It's bad. Did you know that guacamole was actually developed by Big Pharma to ease people off of bean dip addiction back in the 1970s? It was a humane solution. And now we're all suffering. We're all suffering, little taco. But it's gonna be okay, I promise you. I promise you, all right? Are you aware of the different steps to beat guacamole addiction?
I didn't even know that this was such a thing. I don't know what to do. Please help me.
I mean, I understand, because first you just eat a little bit of the green stuff, and then it goes, and all of a sudden you're a taco man. Happens to all of us. So step one is you gotta imagine it a different color, all right? Close your little taco eyes. Think of a color other than green, okay?
My little taco eyes?
Your little taco eyes. Close them and think of a different... What color are you thinking of? That's not green.
Magenta with...
Magenta, all right, it's a good start.
No, there's more. There's more. It's important to get the full thing.
Absolutely.
Magenta with chartreuse.
Chartreuse, okay.
Polka dots.
Chartreuse is awfully close to green there,
taupe
Taebyn. You gotta back it on up, little taco. All right. Okay. All right, now step 2 is get real dry. Get yourself, you get that guacamole is wet. I need you to think dry thoughts.
Dry thoughts.
Yeah, dry out,
I'm having a lot of trouble with this right now, I must say.
Dude, guacamole addiction is not easy to beat, but we are here for you.
Well, I'm still trying to understand this whole, being a little taco with my little taco eyes thing, actually. So
right.
I've got a ways to go here.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, step 3. You ready for this? You ready for this, little taco? I'm going to put you in the salamander. All right? It's going to heat you up. It's going to wilt your lettuce, but you will come out a cured taco. All right.
Hey, Dad. Oh my God! Oh no! Don't go in the salamander. Gee, I'm picking you up out of there. Earl! What the heck? This is David.
No, he's a little taco. He came to our meeting.
You carried him to the meeting. What is going on here? What's that chalupa doing here? Hey you! Hey, get out of here!
What?
Get out of here! You're no good. Get out of here! You owe me for 8 Baja Blasts, man. I'm not made of money. All right, everybody out.
No, I don't like. I came here for sport.
Get out, everybody out the door. Okay, all right, Earl. Why were you trying to murder Taebyn in the salamander?
I was trying to kill him to bring him back to life.
Okay, we're done. I'm going to. Here you go, Taebyn, how you feeling, buddy? You're a taco.
Lux, where'd you go? Wait a minute. What was Earl doing there, Lux? What were you doing with our Taebyn?
I was trying to cure him of his addiction. Yes.
Okay.
Of his hookness on the green goodness.
Well, instead of I feel more like a ham because I
Taebyn.
feel honey cured.
Honey cured ham. Well, I don't think
maybe
there's
I
any
am
ham in your
cured, I don't
taco,
know.
Taebyn. Taebyn, I love your little taco eyes. I have to tell you right now, they're just
good.
adorable.
Yeah, no,
And I'm so glad that
cute.
Lux ran out of the room, and I was sitting there reading Rukas's novel, and the next thing I look up, runs. She's running out. So
the other problem is, I installed a hedge maze in between the lab and the Taco Bell because I was getting bored on my breaks, and I figured it'd be fun to get lost. But come find out, it nearly killed you.
Look now, dude, you gotta die to live.
All right, Earl, go back into your cleaning closet with all your millions of children.
Send
Just
Earl
go.
back, yes.
All right, you guys don't want to get better. I swear.
Okay, great. David, okay, buddy. Let's take you back to the lab. Why don't we? Come with me. Come with me,
okay.
Taebyn. We're gonna. Well, first I have to go through the hedge maze, but I'm gonna. Here, I'm actually gonna hold you above my head in this hedge maze. Can you?
Lux,
Yeah.
Lux, tomatoes are falling out of him.
Oh, oh no! Oh no! Oh god!
I'm picking them up.
Okay,
As
okay.
you just lead the way. I will pick up the pieces that fall out of his little taco.
Make sure that you don't pick up any loose pepperoni. We don't want to put more stuff into Taebyn that doesn't belong.
No, I'm just
going
to
to
pick up the stuff that falls out. That's
Okay,
it.
all right. Now we're gonna go through the hedge
Let
maze.
us pick it all up, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, am I dropping lettuce and
I don't
tomatoes,
know.
or just tomatoes?
Lettuce and tomatoes.
Oh my
There's
God.
a couple of pieces
All right.
of cheese falling out.
Oh jeez.
It's-
All right. I'm gonna set you back
Yeah.
on the lab table here. That was
Here's
unpleasant.
all the stuff. Here's
There
all
we
the
go.
toppings
Okay,
that I
I'm gonna
picked
stick
up.
that inside you.
Let me get rid of the
Taebyn.
stones and stuff.
Gonna
out of
whatever.
there.
Okay, so
Well, it's not-
Taebyn.
Ow, that tickles. Oh, well.
All right,
okay.
there you go. So Taebyn, I see I have turned you into a Loco Taco, and you were accosted by Earl the Crunchwrap Man, which I apologize. We're running a little short on time, but I would love for you to describe your experience as a taco.
Very confusing. It's really.
Oh, poor Taebyn.
Confusing. Oh
Yeah,
no.
I
Well,
don't
I guess
really know.
I hate to ask. Do you have a craving right now for guacamole?
No.
Please don't tell me. Okay, good.
No.
Good.
No.
You
I
really.
haven't-
You gotta stay away from that stuff.
That's yeah. I mean, I hung out apparently with all these other taco goodness things that were talking,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
even know why. And they were talking about guacamole, and I think if I ever had a problem, which I don't think I did, but if I did, I am now cured because that was scary. I must say that was scary.
You know, I was gonna say peer support is a heck of a wake-up call. So I'm really glad. I mean, I'm glad that like you are not addicted to guacamole, and maybe this will make you think about trying guacamole in the future.
Yeah, I don't think I will be doing any. of
Okay,
that, no.
straight and narrow. I like it. Okay, so I'm terrified of you losing more toppings or cracking your shell. So I'm gonna gently hold on. All right, the whale agrees. I'm gonna set you on his back here, and I
okay,
think we've
okay.
got enough oil for a second churn. Although barely, I am gonna need you to. Oh no. Oh no,
What
dude,
now?
Bonsai Buddy's back on the transfer. Can you uninstall some spyware on the transformation ray?
I'll see
Get
what I
some
can do
McAfee
here.
on there or something.
Let
Hold
me,
on, I'm
let
gonna
me
crawl
hit
up
the
on
keyboard
here.
here.
Would you like to uninstall viruses on the transformation ring?
Yes, please. I would like to uninstall the viruses.
Do you have time for a quick survey?
No surveys. I don't want time.
Are
I
you
don't.
sure you don't have time?
I'm sure
for
I
a
don't
quick
have time.
Survey?
Let me
You
just.
got
I'm gonna
mail.
Control Alt Delete this stuff out of there. Click.
All that. Oh, nope. We're getting emails from Nigerian prince. We gotta go. All right, hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, it's like-
Yeah.
let me-
All right. And 3, 2, 1.
Bark.
Okay.
Okay.
Shake your
okay.
head. You've got some lettuce on your head.
Oh,
yeah,
buddy.
better get that off. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're riding a whale. You look somewhat normal. Okay. Get down here. We gotta inspect you. Take a look
okay.
here. All right.
Yeah,
all
look
right.
for my
okay.
refried beans. Look for my
So.
beef.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hold on. Does your nose itch a little bit?
I mean, a little bit, but that
Here's
happens.
a hanky. Go ahead and blow your nose.
God. Oh my
Okay,
God. That looks
that's
like
nacho
that
cheese,
looks
yeah.
like- I was gonna say. Oh.
That's
yeah.
nacho cheese.
Well, if it's
That's-
nacho cheese, whose is it?
Well, I was gonna
Not
say it's
Joe
your
cheese.
cheese.
It's nacho cheese, Taebyn.
Oh,
That's nacho
no.
cheese. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta give you several drugs. Hold on, I'm gonna come back
Okay.
here, and I've got like a anti-whatever serum. Oh, Taebyn, have you worked out? Did you get a new health insurance, by the way? Because I keep trying to submit, I keep trying to bill your insurance, and your HMO keeps blocking me. Did you recently change coverage or
I don't.
Well,
anything
yes,
like that?
he did because the podcast has a new health insurance provider.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't
Okay.
And I thought I was going with Kaiser, but it turns out I spelled it wrong, so it's a German company.
Oh, well,
so
that might
it's-
explain all the
it's-
bread that's being mailed to me as payment. Kaiser
it's
rolls, right?
Kaiser Roll Insurance. I didn't
Kaiser
realize that.
Roll
So
insurance.
it's,
I can't.
You'll get paid in Kaiser rolls.
I just, I help run a Taco Bell. There ain't any. You got to think outside the bun. What the hell is a Kaiser roll if not an uncut bun? All right.
I
Well,
don't know. Cut it
I'm
up,
gonna-
make croutons for your salad.
I'm going to feed it to the whale. I'm just going to dunk these rolls into the tank. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
And then Taebyn. All right.
Sorry
So
about that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and write you a prescription. So there's this new thing that steps you down from guacamole. It's called sour cream. And I'm gonna go ahead. I have a little. Oh yeah. Oh, they gotta brand it. Cream. So go ahead and apply this topically to the inside, outside, and all around your face twice a day. Just cover your face in this sour cream, and you should kick that guacamole addiction in half a year. Okay, Taebyn?
Okay, I think I can do that.
All right, there you go. Exactly. And also, I'm on Yelp now, so if you could ignore the whole weird anonymous thing, because I live and die by my ratings. I'm a slave to the algorithm. So just go ahead. Here's my cell phone. Go ahead and rate. No pressure, but do understand that not rating me 5 stars does hurt my bottom line, and it makes Earl the Crunchwrap Man more likely to show up to your house. Because
I don't like that idea. No.
Okay, no. Okay.
Can I give you 6 stars?
You can absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. You get the sour cream.
6 stars.
6 stars.
Would transform here again. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Great
All right.
Parking.
Oh
Tough
yeah.
doors.
Well, I mean, the parking lot is taken up by half the catapult right now. But how am I gonna get you guys out of here? Hold on. I have a Mary Poppins umbrella.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Bearly, as long as you can sing something from Mary Poppins, it'll fly you right out of the hole in my ceiling and get you out of the lab. So, can you think of any song from Mary Poppins?
Let's see. What would Mary Poppins?
Starts with an S.
It's an S. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
The sound of
Okay.
it is something quite
Bye, Bearly. Bye, Taebyn.
Bye, Lux. We'll see you next time. Wow, I'm still confused, but okay.
Now what? No. Oh no! Taebyn, we made it.
We
made it.
Is this what
We're
it looks like
outside.
to make it? Okay, that's
We
great,
made it
that's great.
outside. Who knew that the one umbrella could carry the both of us? I had no clue. I was like,
Well,
I know.
she was a strong old wench.
She was. I looked down and I was expecting to go out by myself. I thought you were gonna have your own, but then I looked down and you were hanging on for dear life on my legs.
Yeah,
It's
it
a good
was a
thing I
little
looked
scary,
down.
but-
otherwise-
Excuse me.
Oh,
Hi,
hello,
I'm
yes.
Steve the
Hi.
Potatoes again. Do you guys have change for bus fare?
Change for bus fare? No,
Yeah.
I fear
No?
change.
If you're change,
Yes. I fear
did
change.
you guys come here? Ooh, that's a cool dragon motorcycle. Could I maybe take that back to the sober living house that I'm in?
No, you
No?
can't have it.
Okay,
Sorry,
how
no.
do I?
No.
Okay.
Just
all right.
walk.
Oh, I
It's been
can't.
nice. It's been
I
fun.
can kind of roll and waddle.
Well,
'cause
why
I'm a
don't you
bowl.
roll?
Okay.
You're a what? You're a taco bowl?
Well, I'm a potato bowl. I don't have any.
Oh, you're a
limbs.
potato bowl.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should go see the Colonel.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Woo.
Taebyn, get on the bike. Let's
Okay,
go. Come
I
on.
need to get away from here. Yes.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get back to our studio and finish up our podcast. Because
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Normalcy would
Wow.
be fine.
normalcy attained. All right.
Okay.
That was quite the transformation.
That was
you
a
still-
thing.
You still have a little sour cream on your nose there. Let's get that off of you there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to erase a lot of what just happened to me in the last half hour. So let's never mention this again. Actually,
Okay. All right. I'm not sure that Lux needs to get that Ray in order because you're turning into some pretty weird things lately.
yeah, this is craziness.
So I think we should go into. Would you like to play furries? Would you like to play furries in the news? Would you like to play this or that, or should we just go to furries in the news?
Let's go to furries in the news.
All right. Well, it's time for that great section, that wonderful section, that thing that everybody we can't wait to get to. Furries in the news.
Furries in the news. Furries in the news. Furries in the news. Furries in the news. I'm trying to do a continuation of last week's Furries in the news, and I'm failing miserably. Do you remember, Bearly, what I tried to do last week with the Furries in the news, and I failed because you didn't even recognize it, and I had to tell you.
you were trying to do Bohemian Rhapsody at the beginning of it, and
and I'm trying to. Mamma mia, mamma mia, let me Beelzebub. Furries in the news. Put a furries in the news for me. For me. Furries in the news. Furries. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
You're done. That's good.
I am done.
All right. So in the news this week, do you remember? I think it was on episode 2 or 3 of our very first season. We talked about a YouTube sensation called Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And it was about
we
this
actually
little
talked
tiny...
about that on the show?
We did, yes.
I do not remember that.
It was about this little tiny shell, and it's a little like a little child, and it's stop action, and he goes around, and it's like one of the things he says, you know what my skis are? Toenails from a man.
I hated that. I hated. Sorry. I hated that whole like craze for Marcel with shoes on so much. Let me just tell you now, I thought it was the worst thing ever. Like, why do people even like this? Anyway, okay, I got it out of my system.
Okay,
so,
well,
Bearly, tell us about Marcel the Shell with shoes on, which I hate.
Well, it's now a feature-length movie.
I kill people, right? I mean, I do not wag. There are so many negative wags happening right now. I do not approve this message. Okay, I'm out. I'm done. Bye.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
So who would do this?
Well, the people that made Marcel the Shell with shoes on. So
they
are making a full-length movie. Yeah. So
it's their funeral.
It's their funeral. It's an independent film, so it's not going to be in the Regal cinemas. You have to really search it out to watch it.
Yeah, I will not be doing that.
Ladies in furs, clearly Taebyn does not like Marcel the Shell with shoes on in any way.
So, all you furs, write us in, go into the BBC.
Go to the BBC and tell them not to show that movie.
And tell them what Taebyn thinks. And also go to the BFFT chat on Telegram and tell us if you think this pup right here, what I actually think about Marcel the Shell with shoes on. Okay, good.
Whether you agree or disagree with the pup.
That was a journey for her right now. I don't know if you saw that. You were actually looking at me. You saw how much of a journey that was.
Yeah, I mean, ladies in furs, he literally got up from his chair and flailed his paws.
My pawsies were flailing.
Flailing, yes. So that's the only news I have. I have a bunch of upcoming events. Do you have anything news before we get to our upcoming events? Newsworthy? Nothing newsworthy?
My news? I do, actually. I have this amazingly important thing that I found out. I read in the news just today.
A news announcement.
You know you want to know what that is?
What is it?
Very important. It's so important.
What?
Is your breath baiting in weight?
I have worms on my tongue, yes.
Okay, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. This extremely important thing that all you first need to know. I saw this in the news just today. I think it was CNN. It's really important. It's really cool. It was this really amazing. It was so important. Well, I forgot. There it is.
No, well, it must not have been that important. So, upcoming events. Next weekend, September 24th through the 26th, there are 3 in-person furry cons taking place next weekend, the 24th to 26th. Poof. There are poof events, yes. The first is Fur Dance Budapest. So if you are in Budapest, Hungary, and you want to go to a 3-day dance festival, it is just dances.
Well,
all 3 days.
I am very hungry, so it's good thing that is 3 days of dancing. That doesn't make any sense. Let me let you start that over. Tell us again about this 3-day dance.
Because you were Hungary. It's in Hungary. That's why you said you had to eat, because it was in Hungary, Budapest. I hear the crickets. You're not getting it anyway. Anyway, the next event.
What? Wait, I already said that, and anyway. Okay.
Well, you said you were hungry. You said you wanted to
and
eat.
Do you know why I said I was hungry? Because you said
it was in Hungary. I don't know. We're not even on the same page anymore, are we?
I don't think we are on the same page.
So. No, not even the same page. Are we in the same room? No, we're not even in the same room. No.
I am soaking an egg carton with eggs in it while you are soaking toast in cooking oil. It's like it's not even the same thing. That's where we
It's
are.
not even the same thing. No, so there's sand in my fur. The second event is the Forever West in Cheyenne, Wyoming at the Red Lion. It's always nice when they have a fur con at the Red Lion because it's just the whole theme. You know, it's a lion, it's animals.
There's a lion there already.
Yeah. The third one is in Australia, in Perth.
Why does that remind me of a fish?
That's because when you catch fish, you could catch a Perth sometimes. They're
That's
little.
probably why.
Yes, they're Perth fish.
I knew there was a reason.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. Okay,
So,
good.
It's called the West Aussie Fur Frenzy, and it's at the Doubletree in Perth. And then there's an online event, the Wild North, taking place, being hosted in Northumberland, UK. Umberland. So, and if you attend any or all of these, well, then if you attend all of them, wow, you're amazing because you're going to go from Budapest, Australia to Wyoming.
In the same weekend.
To Northumberland, UK. Wow. Let us know. Send us a picture from the cons and send us some notes about how it was at those various cons this weekend. All right, Taebyn. Well, it's time for some trivia. We haven't played trivia we have played trivia, but we're going to do a little bit different today. Rain Raccoon is going to host a trivia challenge between the two of us, you and I. Are you ready for that?
But I guess I say
Rough fluff.
So
rough
yes,
fluff. Well, welcome,
yes, this is
welcome
wonderful.
back to the show, Rain.
Hey, thank you.
You got your thunking cap on, Taebyn?
Yes,
I
put
am
your
thunking
thunking cap on.
my cap, and I am plebibberizing the nails.
Flabibberizing the nails.
That's what I'm doing. And it has a lot to do with thunking my cap.
Okay. Well, Rain, why don't you give us the rules of this game and how we're going to play it?
All right. Every good game show needs a theme song. So here we go. Welcome to Trivial Pursuit, the game for furries, by a furry, and only about furries.
Trivial
Here's the
Fursuit.
rules. Trivial Fursuit. Here's the rules. I picked 6 well-known furries, and you'll each take turns guessing which furry I'm thinking of. You'll have 10 seconds to give your answer, and if you answer incorrectly or fail to answer before time is up, your opponent gets to try and steal your points by answering correctly. Should the game end in a tie, we move into a lightning round where you'll each have 10 seconds to give as many correct answers to your question as possible to break the tie.
Oh my cow.
Are you guys ready to play?
I am ready
to
with my
play
thunking cap.
Trivial Fursuit. Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. Bearly, you're up first.
All right.
Your clue is, you better watch out. If you try to best this keyboard-playing cat at trivia, you'll certainly be in jeopardy.
Oh, wow. We just talked about him. Why can't... Oh, that's... Oh, for criminy sakes. Why can't I think of that fur's name right now? I can see him. Your
time is up. Taebyn, would you like to try and steal?
I would like to steal for Bucktown Tiger, please.
Bucktown Tiger.
That is
That's right.
correct.
Yes. All right.
All right.
I'm so surprised. I thought you would have got that for sure, Mr. Bearly.
I could see the pictures
I bet you
of
could
him.
see him too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I couldn't
All
think of the name.
right. Taebyn, here is your first question.
Okay.
This bright red raccoon lives in the UK with a bunny and a bird and makes YouTube videos about buying furry things off the internet.
That would be Shadow Raccoon and Theodore Rabbit, but the answer is Shadow Raccoon.
That is correct.
Somehow I knew I was going to lose this game, but go on.
No. I'll get the rest wrong, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure you won't. Yes.
All right. Bearly.
Mm-hmm.
This kimono fursuiter has their own anime series coming out and gets up to all kinds of crazy shenanigans.
That's strawberry something. Oh, wow. I am so bad at remembering our guests, clearly.
Time's up. Taebyn, would you like to try to steal?
I would like to try and steal some sherbet from you, please.
Sherbet.
That would be correct.
Oh,
3 to zilch.
Oh, no. I don't know how I know.
Everybody
I
listening,
don't know
I love all you furs, but I don't know that. I don't know if anybody's been on the Telegram chat today. They saw a bunch of stuff that I was doing, so clearly my brain is in a different mode today. But not a commode. It's in a commode. That's what it is.
Oh my!
All right, Taebyn, Are you ready
Hi.
for your next question?
Give me a second. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Taebyn. This big blue bird loves to animate and lives with a dragon. He's also made a series of YouTube videos called Bargain Bird, where he tries out as seen on TV products. Oh,
My
time's
answer is
up.
I'm going to try and steal. I'm going to say Blueberry Robin.
No. That is
Although
incorrect.
that's a great fur name though.
It
Robin.
really
That
is.
is-
It really is.
That would be the correct answer. Would be Adler the Eagle.
Oh, I actually didn't know
Oh.
that. I did not know that.
Yeah, we've been trying to
Sorry.
get Adler. Adler, if you're listening, come on the show.
Yes.
Although now
please.
that he knows that none of
That I'll
us know
forget,
him at all, he's not going to want to come on the show.
Well, that's why he wants to come on the show so he can make
Let
himself
us know.
better known.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Barely.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Why not? I'm ready to get another answer wrong. Of course.
All right, Barely. This Popular hyena's name is a play on laughing gas.
Nox hyena. Nos hyena.
That is correct.
Yay. Woo!
All right. One on the board, Barely.
Well, I finally I'm on the board. Yay, on the board. Yay.
All right. So this is the last question for Taebyn.
Oh.
Well,
Are you
Okay.
ready, Taebyn?
Okay, I'm ready
you-
now.
Okay. All right. This yellow, black, and white demon fursuiter has a speaker embedded in her chest and one in each hip.
What? I mean, it's not a telephone, because that's
No, time's up. Barely, would you like to try and steal?
I haven't a clue.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm with Bear. I think Bearly and I are correct in that we both do not have a clue.
Yeah, no clues.
The answer is Beauty of the Base.
I have not
Oh.
heard of this fur before.
not
Oh
heard
my
of this fur
gosh.
either. No.
So,
Wow.
so they're a UK fursuiter, very awesome fursuit, and there are speakers embedded in the fursuit, and
Wow.
just amazing. Look them up on YouTube; you will really love them.
And apparently, Ray, now you have to get this fur on the show for us.
I will try.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Right.
right.
Now,
well,
you mentioned
my.
the thing about a lightning round because,
yes.
maybe we should play the lightning round to see if I can't redeem myself. What's the score? I mean, I have one.
The score is 1-3.
Okay.
You could catch up.
So you could.
could.
I
catch
could
up.
also mustard, but I'd rather catch up.
Yes, I could also curry ketchup.
Oh,
Like currying favor.
okay.
I don't even know what that is.
How many bad jokes can we put in a short section? Let's ask.
Gosh.
Oh, well,
too many.
I-
Too many.
Too many.
I think we
Twenty.
just proved.
Okay,
all right.
so this is the lightning round. You each
Lightning
have
Okay,
round.
how does
10
this work?
So you'll each have 10 seconds to give as many correct answers to your question as possible to break the tie, even though we didn't have a
Okay.
tie, but we're going to do the
All right.
lightning round anyways because it's our show and we'll do what we want.
That's right. We'll do what we want.
right.
Okay.
Barely, you're up
Mhm.
first.
Mhm.
Barely, in 10 seconds, name as many well-known red fursuiters as you can.
Red fursuiters. Reg Day. He's got red in him. Who else got red in him? Theodore Rabbit has red in him. I've seen it. As does a raccoon. Rain Raccoon has red. Red raccoon.
I'm going to give you 2
Okay.
because you were kind of close there.
All right.
All right. Now, Taebyn, are you
Aye.
ready?
Give me just a second.
Shake out your
Bark,
pawsies.
bark. My pawsies
All
shake
right.
my tail. Okay, got
Okay.
it. I'm ready.
Okay. So barely got 2. You have to get you have to get at least one to beat him.
I will try.
I hope you can win this one because this question should be easy for you.
Uh-oh. No pressure.
Taebyn,
Okay.
in 10 seconds, name as many well-known blue fursuiters as you can.
Well, Alder Eagle, because we talked about that. Bluey's not fursuiter, but he's a cartoon. Blue. Oh my. How about Taebyn?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
And time's up.
oh wow, that's fast. Okay.
10 seconds goes by really fast.
Wow, that was so fast.
At the end here, we have Barely with 3 and Taebyn with 6 points.
Wow.
Oh my
All right.
cow.
All right.
Wow.
So the
Taebyn.
winner is Taebyn.
Winners. This is
because 6 is greater than 3. Wow.
That's
amazing
correct.
how
You
that
are a
works.
mathy pup, so you should
I
know
like
that.
This is why I'm better as the host as opposed to a contestant.
Well, thank you both for playing Trivial
Well,
Pursuit.
thank you for coming on and being our host for Trivial Fursuit.
Yes.
Thanks, Rain Raccoon. Everybody give a round of
Yes.
applause to Rain Raccoon.
And I want to remind all you furs out there to drink lots of water and don't forget to brush your fursuit.
That's right.
You've got to brush. Yeah, Bacardi Roo is blue, and she's always saying brush her fursuit. So anyway,
Brush your fursuit.
so yes, thank you so much, Rain, for coming on and doing that.
Of
I
course,
want to
this
do
was
that
fun.
again sometime. That was fun times.
I will make up more questions so that we can
Okay.
play this again. And
Okay.
maybe we can
Way.
play with some guests too.
That'd be fun.
Big old
That'd be
game
fun.
going.
Yeah.
All
Ooh,
right.
like Bucktown on or something.
All right. Drop trivia. Drop.
Drop.
Making noises. Do you have a story?
I have a story.
You have a story? Here's a story
Let me try this.
of a fur named Taebyn who was sitting there playing with his tail. He was one pup, and he was that one. I'm sorry, I'm just making up songs to the Big Brady Bunch.
Oh, but finish it. You have another line to go.
I was making it up as I went along. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say what you just said right now is the ending of the song. How's that?
Okay. All right. You have a story?
I have a story. Magnifico. I tried to do the whole Bohemian Rhapsody thing again, but it didn't work.
You're obsessed with Bohemian Rhapsody these past couple of weeks.
Apparently. Okay. Hi.
Ich
So-
will ach no, we will not let him go.
Bin
Yeah.
eine Klinke, which
If-
means I am a doorknob in German. So speaking of doorknobs, I have a story here. And I hadn't read for a
Speaking of
while
doorknobs.
from The Adventures of Frog and Toad. So shout out to Lux Operon for suggesting this long
Oh,
ago.
yes.
I've read a few of the stories from The Adventures of Frog and Toad. And so I would like to read the next one in my book of stories about The Adventures of Frog and Toad. And this one is
Whoa,
called
a leaking tire? Sounds like steam escaping. Anyway, what's the name of the title? Or the name of the story? The title of the story. What is the title of the story?
The straw.
A straw toidle. Toidle. It's a toidle, I tell you. It's a toad. It's a toad and a frog. It's not a toidle.
That's what my mum buy.
She bought a toidle. Mum buy a toidle at the pet store.
Well.
3 holes in the ground. Ah.
I don't know why. Ow, that hurts.
Tune in next week for the story, ladies and furs.
I don't know. Oh my cow. Oof. Okay. No, I'm okay. Oh, that was another journey that I just had. Whew. I don't know even. I apologize, all you furs. I don't know why that just happened. So let's go back about 10 years, and I'll start the story now.
Okay.
The story is called A Swim. Toad and Frog went down to the river. What a nice day for a swim, said Frog. If you remember, they kind of had this ski thing going on, so there's Frog. Yes, said Toad. I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit. I don't wear a bathing suit, said Frog.
Ooh, scandalous.
Where's this story even going already? Well, I do, said Toad. After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me until I get into the water. Why not? Said Frog. Because I look funny in my bathing suit. That is why, said Toad. Frog closed his eyes when Toad came out from behind the rocks. Toad was wearing his bathing suit. Don't peek, he said. Frog and Toad jumped into the water. They swam all afternoon. Why am I saying that's epic? They swam all afternoon.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Frog swam fast and made splashes. Toad swam slowly and made smaller splashes. What smaller splashes sound like apparently.
Apparently.
A turtle came along the riverbank.
I like turtles.
Frog, tell that turtle to go away, said Toad. I do not want him to see me in my bathing suit when I come out of the river. Frog swam over to the turtle. Turtle, said Frog, you must go away. Why should I? Asked the turtle. Because Toad thinks that he looks funny in a bathing suit. And he does not want you to see him, said Frog. Okay.
Wow.
I'll just continue on because this is an amazing journey. Some
Quite
lizards.
the vain Toad.
I know, right? Some
Yes.
lizards were sitting nearby. Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit? They asked. A snake crawled out of the grass. If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit, said the snake, then I, for one, want to see him. Hiss. I had to get a hiss in there somewhere. I was hoping in that sentence there would be a way to hiss, but there wasn't, so I had to add that in. Well, I want to see him too, said two dragonflies. I too, said a field mouse. I couldn't figure out what else to...
Are they all drunk? Have they been hitting the fermented fruit?
They've been hitting the fermented fruit. This is some crazy party we're going on. I have not seen anything funny in a long time, said the field mouse. I think his voice just changed. Frog swam back to Toad. I am sorry, Toad, he said. Everyone wants to see how you will look. Then I will stay right here until they go away, said Toad. The turtle and the lizards and the snake and the dragonflies and the field mouse.
Mm-hmm.
They all sat on the riverbank. They waited for Toad to come out of the water. Please, said Frog. Please go away. But no one went away. Toad was getting colder and colder. He was beginning to shiver and sneeze.
Shiver and sneeze.
That sounds like a band from the 70s.
Welcome to the stage, Shiver and Sneeze.
Sneeze coming on out. We do this, shiver and sneeze. I will have to come out of the water, said Toad. I am catching a cold. Exactly. Toad climbed out of the river. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down onto his feet. And he doesn't actually look all that funny. He's got a little striped bathing suit on. But the turtle laughed. The lizards laughed. The snake laughed. The field mouse, he laughed. And Frog, you know what Frog did?
I'm hoping because he was his best friend, he didn't laugh at him.
Well, he's a horrible friend because Frog laughed.
Okay.
What are you laughing at, Frog? Said Toad. I am laughing at you, Toad, said Frog, because you do look funny in your bathing suit. Of course I do, said Toad. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. Tell me, Taebyn, that cannot be the end of the story because there's like so much more to do. That would be a horrible ending to any story. Tell me that, Mr. Bearly.
Is that the end of the story? Because that's a horrible end to a story. Just he picks up his clothes and goes home. Is that the end?
That is the end.
Okay, then. Well, not
I
even
don't know
a moral
what
there.
we learned there, but
I don't know either.
Frog is gay. I don't know. We learned that.
Frog is gay and Toad is his gruff daddy. So,
There you go.
oh my fur! Can you believe it? We made it through another episode.
We did.
I am. I'm really not sure how we do this every week, but we do. I want to thank Rain and Lux for transforming you into a tiny taco. A tiny taco.
Thank you so much for that, or something. Not really.
And they dragged you to the Guacamole Anonymous meeting, which is kind of funny because you don't like guacamole.
I don't even like guacamole. I tried telling them.
Yeah, they just but old Earl, he just had to drag you right along. And thanks to Rain for hosting today's trivia challenge, and thanks to all of our staff who make this podcast the best it can be. I mean, I guess this is the best it can be.
Yeah, that's a little sad actually, but We're not going any further. We're only going downhill from here. It's like,
That's
wow,
right there.
we
That's
can
the
actually
best
go
it can
further
be.
down.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's like the old jokes of the guy that sat down at the buffet because he went down and they said all you can eat for $1, and he went back for another plate, and the waiter said no, you can't go back. And he says no, it says all I can eat for $1. He says yes, that's all you can eat for $1.
That's all you can eat for $1. But
That's all you can eat. That's all you can eat. Thanks to all our listeners in the Podiverse and for interacting with us on Telegram, on the BFFT chat. Remember to send in your favorite jokes for us to read on the air. Be sure to tell your friends about our podcasts. Unless you don't like them, then tell your enemies. Or you don't like us, then tell your enemies as punishment for being mean to you. Don't forget our challenge. Don't forget your socks. Don't forget to stay furry. Moobarkfluff to all of you furs out there. And Taebyn, I bid you adieu, and I let you finish the sign-off.
Okay. Well, yes, thank you, everyone. I say this all the time, but it means so much. This means so much to us that you listen to this and support us. Any of you furs that have supported us on Ko-Fi or Patreon. Again, thank you so much. Don't forget, we have merch, and hopefully we'll have more merch in the future.
Yes.
We have merch. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have more in the future. And where can they find our merch, Mr. Bearly?
They can find it at the merch store.
Bearly will drop that information in when he edits this episode. I will drop that information. That's right. They will find it at the merch store. Yes, that's the BFFT merch store. BFFT. So yes, thank you so much, all you furs, for supporting us. And at a con someday, we'll do live recordings and stuff, and that'll be fun too. But thank you again. We hug you tight with posies. We can't wait to bark at you next week. So until then, have a great week and stay furry. Moobarkfluff, bark, bark.
Bearly Furcasting is an Injured Nerves studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at bearlyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by me, Bearly Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by myself and our associate editors, Rain Raccoon and Bixby Wolf. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by our music associate, Regday, with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Regday, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through SilvermanSound.com, Gator Tots on SoundCloud.com, and the YouTube Free Use Library. You can send us a message via email at bearlyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the bearlyfurcasting.com webpage. The show is supported through donations at ko-fi.com/bearlyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/bearlyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.